Sheffield United are officially down from the Premier League. Let's talk about it.
Hello and welcome to Let's Talk EFL. I'm James.
And I'm Millie.
And let's just get into it. Sheffield United relegated from the Premier League. They've got 3 games left. They've got 3 wins all season so far. Got to cut them a bit of slack. 16 points. 97 goals conceded so far.
With 3 games to go.
Yeah.
They could reach that dreaded 100, couldn't they?
Yep, I think it was Swindon that conceded 100 goals plus, I believe, last time that happened, and that was well over 20 years ago. I mean, they were destined to go down, no offence,
No.
Sheffield United, but I think you were ill prepared.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that Sheffield United went up last year when the quality of the Championship was a lot worse than it is this season.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the Sheffield United squad would have struggled in this year's Championship with some of those names that are in there this season. And if you just look at how tight all of the literally from promotion down to relegation, it's just been such a tight season for everyone. And I truly believe Sheffield United would not have been promoted this season had they been part of this EFL campaign.
No, I think they would have finished outside the playoffs. They wouldn't have been bottom half. Their squad is too good for that. But I would probably say maybe about 8th, maybe down to 10th. Selling Ndiaye, losing Sander Berger, other players like Billy Sharp, just to name a few, Ender Stevens, and not really rebuilding, replacing them. I mean, they got Gustavo Hamer from Coventry. I mean, he seemed to be, from what I thought, I was like, oh, that's a good buy. But I mean, apparently he's been a bit on and off over the
that's
season.
what I've read. I mean, we can only comment on what we've seen so far. Obviously, our focus has been on the EFL. That doesn't mean that we don't watch the Premier League, because we do. We just love football.
Yeah.
From what we've seen, he's been quite good. But I've heard other stories, so I'm not really sure what's happened there. I mean, they've just had a really dismal season, haven't they? There's some standout results that I just want to read out to you just now. It explains a lot. Sheffield United 0, Newcastle 8.
Yeah.
They lost 5-0 and then 4-1 to Burnley, who were also in that relegation scrap with them.
Yeah, we'll probably see them next season as well.
Yeah, but it just goes to show that a fellow potentially relegated side, they've struggled so much even against them. They were just so ill-equipped, and also losing 5-0 then 6-0 to Arsenal. Those are just the ones I've picked out. I think they lost 5-1 today against Newcastle to go down. So there wasn't really any fight. Their season didn't start, and it's over. And they blinked and they missed it, and now they're down.
Definitely the old whipping boys of the Premier League, I must say. That's no disrespect to Sheffield United. I mean, it'll be good to see them back in the EFL, back in the Championship. But I think it's probably going to be a while now until they go back up, at least challenge for, the Premier League again, because as you said earlier, the gulf in quality in the Championship now, it's just so difficult. It is so difficult. There's teams coming up, Portsmouth, Derby,
could be, Bolton could potentially come back up. And these are all, other than Peterborough, they've been in the Prem recently. And it's just been a matter of ownership issues that have sent those clubs down. They are now back where they probably should be in the Championship. And Sheffield United will be joining this Championship and thinking, what on earth has changed since we were last here?
Yeah, and it's only been a season.
It's only been a season, but the difference between this season and last season in terms of quality in the Championship, I just don't think they're going to know what's hit them, unfortunately.
No.
Well, here's a warning to you, Sheffield United. If you're listening, it's not easy. It's not easy to get out of the Championship. It certainly isn't now. If you look at you know, some of the better performing teams last season, such as, you know, Blackburn were hovering around the playoffs. Millwall were hovering around the playoffs. They're just two that I can think of the top of my head. Both were part of a relegation battle this season, a season later. So it just goes to show it's no walk in the park. No. And if you think, oh yeah, we go down, but we're going to come straight back up, I would just think twice about being that complacent in this league.
It could happen. It may well happen, but I can't see that happening from my point of view. I just think the quality, again, we've been talking about quality for the past couple of minutes, but literally the quality in that championship is scary. You know, it is
otherworldly sometimes. I think sometimes I'll look at a day of fixtures, a day of results, and go, how has that happened? In what world does that make sense? It doesn't. The whole league just doesn't.
No. So they need to recoup, and they need to definitely invest that parachute payment.
Yeah, I mean, they should have invested, arguably should have invested a year ago, and they didn't.
But then, sorry to interrupt, but there's also, with teams going up from the Championship into Premier League, there's always that risk that they're going to spend so much money on these new players and then go straight back down, and then they're going to be in an even bigger deficit. Yeah. But I think the quality of players that they brought in, apart from, I'd say, Gustavo Hamer, you know, even though he's been a bit iffy, isn't good enough though. I think, you know, players like Ollie McBurney and other players like that.
Well, Ollie McBurney's quite injury prone, isn't he? I think I'm not sure what his future looks like at Sheffield United, but I mean, that remains to be seen. There's one positive that could come out of this, and that's if Sheffield Wednesday stay up. From a neutral perspective,
Sheffield derby.
That's a great derby to have as well. Fantastic in the Championship. Derby. You know, welcome back both of those sides now. They meet again, hopefully.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, it'll all come down to, we know, obviously, but Sheffield United are guaranteed to come down. They have got the big fat R next to their name now in the Premier League. But yeah, we've got one more game to go in the Championship. Fingers crossed Sheffield Wednesday will prevail and stay up.
That's that. We'll see you next season, Sheffield United. We'll be talking a lot more about you. Commiserations, but welcome, I guess.
Yeah, you'll have fun.
See you next time. Please make sure you like, subscribe and comment on the video. Cheers.